guys, welcome back to the channel, Lost Legend TV. This is Ray. I think it's about time we add another slot in the 2024 thriller playlist. Today we are going to be reviewing Borrego. You've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. What did I think about it? I think it's a decent movie. I enjoyed watching the film. The film seems to follow the template of the run-of-the-mill, lower budget kind of crime thriller movie you would see. I was satisfied with the movie. I had fun watching it, but the film definitely does have its problems. If you have not seen the movie Borrego, let me break it down for you. The movie in itself stars Lucy Hale, which you might know from Pretty Little Liars. Also, you might know her from Scream 4 in the opening, if you want a familiar face to put to the name. So Lucy stars as Ellie, who is a botanist who goes to this desert town in California to study this invasive species of plant that's not supposed to be there. It also stars Nicholas Gonzalez, who was also in Pretty Little Liars. You have the main bad guy, which is Guillermo, and the other bad guy, which his name is Thomas, or he pronounces it Tomas. Alex, who is the sheriff's daughter skipping school, rides out to the desert for whatever reason, sees Ellie, they hang out for a while, and she heads back home because she's skipping school, she don't want to get caught. Around the time it's about to close up shop, Ellie decides, hey, you know what, we're gonna call it for today, I'm gonna go back to the hotel, start tomorrow. But as she's preparing to leave, she sees a plane crash. And I guess her natural instincts will be, oh my god, I gotta go help this person. So she goes in the whip and tries to go help Tomas. But little did she know that Tomas is actually an amateur drug mule carrying tons and tons of fentanyl on this mini plane. Tomas forces Ellie to help him carry these drugs to the Salton Sea, which is where he needs to go to, at least deliver the drugs to escape. And she is a map mogul, so she knows where to go. So while they're in the desert toting all this fucking fentanyl, Guillermo, the bad guy, is after them. And of course the sheriff investigates what's going on. So while you have Ellie and Tomas trying to make it to the Salton Sea, you got Guillermo chasing after them, and you got the sheriff chasing after him. And one of the problems I have with the film is the sheriff. The sheriff in this role, if you take him out of the equation, the movie plays out the exact same. He legit has no fucking role in this film. However, he does play a great father. So Alex, which is the sheriff's daughter, helps her father try to investigate this against his best wishes, because Alex was with Ellie right before she disappeared because they was in the desert together, and Ellie was teaching her botanist things like, hey, this is this flower, this isn't supposed to be here, yada yada yada. And I guess I'll give props to Guillermo because he is the best fucking tracker in the world according to this movie. There are some blatantly obvious things that he's gonna follow. Tire tracks, footprints. Ellie and Tomas is on foot. He's in a truck, so of course they're gonna catch up to him. But before he does actually catch up to them, guess what? The sheriff catches up to Guillermo, and they have a shootout. And let me tell you, this fucking sheriff cannot shoot a gun worth a damn. He couldn't hit the broadside of a fucking barn. He could shoot his pistol at a cloud and miss the sky. I mean, it's embarrassing. The other problem I have with this film is that once the sheriff catches up with Guillermo, they have a shootout. One of the worst fucking shootouts of all time, by the way. I mean, they both do get grazed by a bullet, but he falls down into this hole that he can't get out of. Alex's daughter comes, saves the day. Oh my god, I'm gonna help you, Dad. So she goes all the way back in town to the sheriff's department, and he is the only law enforcement officer in the entire town. Now, I don't know if that's even possible. I'm not sure if cities like that exist in California, because take it from me, I've been to small towns, I've been to fucking ghettos. Growing up, I lived in a small town where there's only one red light in the whole entire city. And guess what, buddy? They had like 10 motherfucking officers. That kind of put a thorn in my side, but you know, even that, it's just like, whatever. You know, it's just whatever. So Guillermo does catch up to Ellie and Tomas, and Tomas basically sacrifices himself for Ellie. And I saw that coming a mile away, because throughout this journey, they get to know each other. They share their sobbing backstories. The last problem I have with this film is predictability. I could predict everything that's coming a mile away. I knew Tomas was gonna sacrifice himself. I knew that because Ellie runs away from Tomas that morning, catches back up with him when Guillermo is chasing after Ellie. Tomas sacrifices himself for her, doesn't make it. While she's running out of the canyon to get away, guess what? Alex's dirt bike is there, and she's got to go run back and try to save Alex. Ellie does get shot. There is this chase scene where Alex and Ellie's on a dirt bike, and I just knew that while Guillermo's chasing him in his fucking truck, catching up, that Ellie was gonna nod off, fall off the bike, unconscious, and wake up just in time to save Alex. And that's basically the movie. Let's talk about the pros. The acting is pretty good. I wouldn't say groundbreaking, but it's pretty good. It's enough to sell the film. The cinematography at night, beautiful. Although that in itself does become problematic. Maybe not to the naked eye of the audience, but coming from a filmmaker myself, when you have lighting, you have to have practical lighting. For instance, when you light your subject and there's light coming from somewhere, you have to know where that light is coming from. And there are certain things where you just know, hey, that is not plausible. That doesn't make sense for the light to be there, but it looks good. But that's just me picking the film apart. It just feels like you've seen this movie with different actors about 100 times. The plot is simple. The runtime could surely be tightened up a whole lot. You could probably shave off 20, maybe 30 minutes of this movie, and it would hold up a lot more in my opinion. I would have liked to seen Ellie's character, the botanist, actually deep dive into why exactly she was there. What is the plan? Why shouldn't it be there? Why do you have to get rid of it? Because it has a pretty catchy premise. Although I feel like they just went that route to put her in the desert. That's the problem. So to recap, actors, great. Story, decent. Is it logical? Sometimes. Is it original? No. Is it predictable? All the way through. I feel like the most mistreated character when it comes to screen time and even contributing to the story was the sheriff. I shit you not, if you've seen this movie, I'm sure you agree with me. Well, if you haven't seen the movie and you see this in the future, you take the sheriff out of the equation and the movie goes on as planned. So if I had to rate this film, I'm gonna give it, I don't wanna give it a 5 because I feel like I enjoyed it enough to give it just a little bit of boost above the run-of-the-mill movies I watch all the time. So I'm gonna give this a 5.5 out of 10 myself. Lucy Hale does good. I actually grew to like Tomasi's character, even though I knew he wasn't gonna make him when the bad guy caught up to him. One more thing that I thought could greatly improve this film is their journey inside the desert. They just have these scenes where they just kind of rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So they're walking, they get tired. Oh my God, I need water. I need to sit down to rest. We're not gonna make it. We need a detour. We need to go back into town. And they do this over and over and over again. I feel like they could have went hard and really sold into like one of those desert survival movies. And you could have incorporated a whole new element and really amplified the story that way. But instead they kind of went the bare minimum way with it. The movie is categorized as a crime thriller survival movie. I wanted more crime, I wanted more thriller, and I wanted more survival. This movie is the epitome of how to create a good, very simplistic thriller. So yeah, my ranking's 5 out of 5. Decent one-time watch. Could have been way better, but it's not bad. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought. Is there anything I missed? Am I overlooking it? Am I underlooking it? Guys, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for taking part of your day to kick it with me. Really do appreciate it. I love all you guys, and until next time, adios.